The following is a special presentation of Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our latest installment of the Hometown Football League. We are wrapping up week 13. We're recapping all the games that were played this week first, and then we will head to Miami for a game between the Falcons and the Dolphins. I neglected when I was doing the San Francisco Arizona game, I was saying Chicago's the number one seed. No, Washington right now appears to be the number one seed, and we'll get into that in the latter stages of the game today as I show you for the first time what would happen if the playoffs would happen today. Who would be in and who would be out. So we will do our recap of the 7 games we didn't get to this week. Philadelphia and New York will be first. New York has been surging. They're now 8-4. A win would give them sole possession of second place in the East, and they win 27-6 over the Eagles. And Philadelphia got a consolation score. Otherwise, New York dominated the scoring. Rondé Barber had a good time in the rain in northern New Jersey. Team stats, you see them there. Okay, hit pause if you want to see it some more, because I'm going to go to player stats. Charlie Connerly was the starter for New York, and not Tittle. So we're seeing a lot of the teams resting their quarterbacks for the playoff runs. They may never even get to, considering their statuses. New York is more and more looking like they will be a playoff team at 9-4. Philadelphia, not so much. Barber had 20 carries, 89 yards, and let's look at our top defenders. And that was 11 for Bednarik and 10 for Patton. So your final was 27-6, New York to 9-4, Philadelphia at 2-11. They could be joined by Carolina, who we will now look at playing New England. New England could move up to 8-5 and be 2 games behind Washington and a game behind New York. The winner here was Carolina. In my mind, I'm going to Carolina, 21-17. And 2 touchdowns sealed the deal, one for McCaffrey, and one for Cam Newton. McCaffrey was the MVP today in this game, played at Foxborough. So Bill Belichick probably didn't want to talk to reporters in his Sith Lord outfit. Team stats, you see them there. And in just a moment, I will go to player stats. McCaffrey, 15 carries, 64 yards, 8 catches for 68, and that's why he was chosen as MVP. Leading tackler, Norman, 10 for Carolina. So they get a rare win, move to 3-10, which means Philadelphia now last place in the East at 2-11. We'll head now. By the way, let's mention the games that were played out before we did our recap. On the pay-hip game Monday, it was 38-28 Baltimore over Buffalo. On YouTube Monday, Washington 16-9 in a game that was mostly field goals. Detroit and Indianapolis. Indianapolis struggling after a good start at 3-9, and Detroit needs a win to keep pace, but it's Indianapolis getting the win, 23-7. MVP was Andrew Luck. I guess he was lucky. And he threw 2 TD passes, one to Harrison, one to Reggie Wayne. Team stats. Here we go. Oh, Detroit had an awful game. 124 yards of total offense. So Indy was on point defensively, it appears. And here are your player stats. Luck, 25 of 30, 280. Clark had a big game, 6 for 90. James caught 7 for 61 to go with his 22 carries for 84. Top defender was Dahl for Detroit at 9. Not always a good thing when your defensive back is your leading tackler. So 23-7, Indianapolis over Detroit, and that keeps Indianapolis in last place at 4-9. Green Bay could join them, and we're going to do that game next. And Detroit has now fallen to 6-7 after inspired victory last week against Minnesota, 34-31 in overtime. Cleveland and Green Bay. Green Bay has really been struggling. They've done that quarterback by committee thing. And Cleveland outscores them 41-34. And Milt Plum was the starter for Cleveland. So again, you're seeing a lot of teams resting their quarterbacks and going with their backups for the remainder of the season. And Cleveland was up at one point 31-17 at the half, and Green Bay battled back, got it to 31-24 late, 41-34 late, but they couldn't get it done. A whole bunch of offense in this game. Plum was a very accurate passer for his day in the early 60s. 452 yards for Cleveland, 391 for Green Bay. And again, who was the MVP? Plum, Milt Plum. 23 of 47, 351 yards, 1 pick but 4 touchdowns. And Speedy had a big day, 7 for 42, and you could see there that Green Bay was doing that quarterback guy committee. Jug Gerard should not be allowed to throw passes. He went 1 for 9, and Lou Brock, no, not the Cardinal player, but a player in the 40s by that name, went 0 for 1. They played that single wing where you could have multiple backs throw passes, so that's what that was a offshoot of. So Green Bay now goes to 4-9. Cleveland joins the party at 10-3. But Chicago beat Cleveland twice, if my memory serves. We'll get to the playoff chase in just a minute. So Cleveland would actually probably be the 5 seed, because I don't see anybody that could catch Cleveland. Cleveland would be the 5, but that would be, they would get a 1 week bye instead of 2, which is what the divisional winners would get. 33-19, Minnesota beat Cincinnati in one of our games Tuesday. That was the YouTube game. The pay-hip game was St. Louis 31-6, stunningly over Chicago. New Orleans and Jacksonville trying to move up. And it's the Saints that go marching in. 32-28, your final. And it was 28-10 Jacksonville at one point. Galbraith scored a 1-yard run. Waymer a 60-yard recovery. And then Breeze threw the 9-yard pass to Chandler. Breeze was the MVP. Here are your team stats. 442, 359. And Jacksonville held the ball 35-57. And here is the game stats. Breeze 20 of 32, 258 yards. That's why he was chosen as MVP. Leading tackler was Johnson of New Orleans with 9. So New Orleans made the playoffs last year. They might not make it to this. At 6-7, 3 behind Dallas, and we got a logjam in the South. We got 16 separated by 3 games, and with 5 weeks to go, this is going to be a wild one. If you missed it Wednesday on YouTube, we had a great game between Dallas and Tampa Bay. Dallas prevailing to go 9-4 to lead the South, and now Tampa won back at 8-5. Tennessee and Houston. Houston really needs a win here. They get it 41-31. Another high-scoring affair. Watson was the MVP in a back-and-forth game. It was 31 all at 4:15 to go. And then Watson threw a pass to Hopkins for a touchdown. Then they sealed it with a Del Greco field goal. Your team stats, 487 yards for Houston. Perfect in the red zone, albeit with 2 field goals. And let's see why Watson was chosen as MVP. 32 of 52, 405 yards, and a rating of 111.5. Not too shabby. Mason had a great game for Tennessee, 9 catches, 111, but you had 2 go over 100 for Houston. Hopkins went 8 for 185, and Andre Johnson went 9 for 112. Let's show you. Well, as is my wont, we had 3 players with 8 tackles. Roll, Byard, and Dishman, all with 8 tackles. First 2 guys was with Tennessee, the other was with Houston. And on our pay hip game Wednesday, we had Kansas City hold off Vegas 20-17. That was Wednesday on pay hip. Thursday on the YouTube channel, Arizona stunned San Francisco 23-17. So our last stop before our Monday night game on a Friday is 3-9 Seattle and 3-9 Los Angeles. And 3-9 Seattle goes to 4-9 with a 31-14 win. Your MVP, Russell Wilson, who's now with Denver. Your team stats. Feel free to hit pause if you want to see these stats a little more. Both teams perfect in the red zone, although Seattle hit a field goal in the red zone and the Rams did not. Your player stats, Wilson 22 of 34, I beg your pardon. 231 yards. Wilson also had 3 carries for 19. And let's check the defenses out. He said, let's check the defenses out. Richter for LA with 10. So with that, Seattle is now 4-9, and LA, kind of the opposite of where they are in the Rams are in the NFL. They are 3-10 going into the last 5 weeks of the season. So the way things look now, it's you got 3-10-3 teams. Washington would be the 1, Chicago would be the 2, San Francisco would be the 3 seed. But we will get to that after we do this game because we have a whole bunch to figure out in terms of the 12 wild cards. On pay hip yesterday, it was Denver 31, San Diego 21 in a game that wasn't that close. Peyton Manning 370 yards. So we head down to Miami for this game between the Falcons and the Dolphins. I'll play as Miami. And as always, we shave 10 degrees off the temperature. Make 81-71. My little house rule. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. You see the quarterbacking matchup there, Matt Ryan and Dan Marino. Both teams coming in 7-5. Very light wind at 0 to 5 mile per hour. Atlanta won the toss, will receive. They are in white, Miami in the green uniforms. Dwight, Butler, and Hampton back deep, but this will be a touchback. Offensively for Miami, Dickerson and Malone are your 2 running backs, a 4 and a 6. Those are their receiving numbers. Jones is a 9. White is a 9. Those are your wideouts. Mitchell, the tight end, at 6. Ryan, your quarterback. The offensive line and their blocking numbers. Ken is a 9. Bill Fralick is a 9. Jeff Van Note, an 8. R.C. Fieldman, an 8. George Coons is a 9. We'll do the Miami defense after this first play, barring anything big. And it's Matt Ryan throwing and finding Malone, but he fumbled and Miami has the ball. So much for me giving you the Miami defense so soon. Miami has it at the Atlanta 38. We'll show you the Miami offense. It's Zonka and Nathan, a 2 receiver and a 9 receiver. Landry and Fryer, both 8s. Clay is a 6 at tight end. Dan Marino, one of the great quarterbacks of all time out of the University of Pittsburgh. Webb is a 9 blocker. Little a 10. Langer a 10. Sims a 9. Evans an 8. And I'm going to go for the gusto here. Play action long pass to Landry on 1st and 10. Got to make him pay for the turnover. Caught, and a gain of 24. Landry had a big game. We did it last week against Tampa Bay. Seven carries, 138 yards. Defensively for Atlanta, and these are the defender numbers. Humphreys a 9, Kearney a 7, Jarrett an 8, and Hall a 7. Your linebackers, Brooking an 8, Tuggle a 9, Kuykendall an 8. Deion Sanders, the only 10 on this Atlanta team. He's 21 up here. Grimes is an 8, Brown is an 8, and Scott Case is a 7. 3 wide now. We bring Moore in, Nat Moore. And we'll go to him on the cross on first and 10 from the 14. Moore has it, and he has 6 points. Very quickly. Touchdown Miami. A minute 4. And Miami is on the Cadillac board. Let's try the extra point. Carpenter. By the way, that's a Cadillac board is a Glengarry Glen Ross reference. Glengarry Glen Ross, one of my favorite movies. Dwight is back deep for Atlanta. Casino is another one of my favorite movies. Goodfellas, both great books written by Nicholas Pileggi. Dwight Butler Hampton again back deep for Atlanta. We'll get to the Miami defense as soon as they set up.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
And it's going bad to worse for Atlanta. They commit a penalty on the kickoff. They will start from their 9. Now, we'll get to the defense of Miami and their defender numbers. Taylor is a 10, the only 10 on Miami. Wake is a 9. Baumhauer an 8. Manny Fernandez an 8. The linebackers are Cox at 9. Thomas at 9. Beaucamper a 7. Defensive backs. Madison is a 9. Surtain is an 8. Anderson is a 9. Dick Anderson. Jake Scott is a 9. So first and 10, speaking of 9s, from the 9. And this is Dickerson, tackled by Manny Fernandez out of Utah State. 2nd and 5 from the 14. That's Roddy White, a gain of 9. So Atlanta showing signs of life. 1st and 10 at the 23. Just getting started with this game. And you've already missed a touchdown. Coons, the right tackle. His return is probable. So enter Bob Whitfield out of Stanford. 2nd and 5 from the 28. We're down to 12:03. That is Dickerson for a 7-yard gain. Let's profile Eric for a moment. 1,113 yards on 201 carries. He's also been very good out of the backfield. 32 catches for 323. So he's been a dual threat. Has gotten more passes than he did in real life based on this composite of his best seasons. This is what Action PC Football uses. 1st and 10 at the 35. Dickerson, no gain. Beaucamper making the stop. We use Action PC Football 2021. They are coming out with a new version April 27th. We are recording this April 1st. We will stick with this version through the end of HTFL Season 2. And we will use the 2021 set in Action PC 3. I used the 2020 historical set because I began this season in September and I had about a 3-month delay due to some medical problems. But I re-began the season with week 2 in January. Been doing it ever since. 2nd and 10 at the 35. So you get spring football out of the deal. And that's a nice catch. Mitchell, a gain of 14. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta, 49, 10:23 to go. My plan is to do Season 3 in September, and for that to take up coincide with the schedule that the NFL has planned for the 2022-2023 season. 2nd and 10 at the 49. And this, a nice catch by Julio Jones, a gain of 19. Madison on the stop. And Atlanta trying to out-Marino Miami here. 1st and 10 at the 32. A good grab there by Roddy White. A gain of 12. Jones and White, of course, were on that Super Bowl 51 team, that ill-fated team that had a 28-3 lead. Well, 21-3 and then 28-9 on New England. And New England came back to win the only overtime Super Bowl. Dickerson's screen pass incomplete. Ryan starting out hot. He is 6 for 8, 79 yards. 2nd and 10 from the 20. And Jones again, a nice grab. 1st down, gain of 10. Madison on the tackle. 7:46 left, opening quarter. It's 7-0 Miami. Art Malone down to the 4, a gain of 5 yards. That was his first carry of the game. 2nd and goal from the 4. As I record this, well, let's hold on a moment.
Defense, number 13, automatic, 1st down.
Jake Scott called for pass interference. The ball moves to the 1. As I record this, this is the day Julian Edelman signed. Well, did he sign or what? No, actually, no. I've seen some sources report this. It was no April Fool's joke. Julian Edelman signing with the Buccaneers. Joining Tom Brady. 1st and goal at the 1. I hope it's not an April Fool's joke. And if that is true, the Bucs are going to be loaded this year.
Upon further review, the ball crossed the plane of the goal line. Touchdown. No timeout will be charged.
So Eric Dickerson scored. It is 6-0. You have to take news that occurs on April 1st with a grain of salt. And you gotta look for the words April Fool. Point after try by Bryant is good. We are tied 7-7. This is no April Fool's joke. 6:08 left to go, opening quarter. Hampton, Ginn Jr., and Morris, Mercury Morris back deep. Taken at the goal line. I believe that is Hampton. Yes, it is. 18-yard gain to the 19. 1st and 10 Miami. We're going to go 3 wide and just try to outpass Atlanta here. What you don't want to do is you don't want to throw it up here to Deion Sanders. And Irving Fryer is guarding him. We're going to go slant over the middle to Nat Moore. Incomplete, but a nice effort there. 2nd and 10. How about Landry on the cross? We have not run the ball yet. Well, maybe now we do after that 14-yard gain for Landry. Landry goes over 1,000 yards on the day. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Yeah, if the Bucs sign Edelman, oh, that's going to be a murderer's row of a football team. Trap right Zonka, and they're making improvements on defense. Atlanta playing man, and that is a gain of 4 for Zonk out of Syracuse. We're going to go Landry on the short out on 2nd and 6. He's got it. Trufant on the tackle, a gain of 8. Trufant comes in as the nickelback when Miami goes 3 wide. 1st and 10 at the 45. Nathan on the dive. Of course, a couple of days ago, Bruce Arians announced his retirement from head coaching. So Todd Bowles will be the new Buccaneers coach. I remember when he played for the Redskins. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 now. So the cupboard is going to be full for the Buccaneers this year. I don't know if they win the Super Bowl. It'd be a hell of a way for Tom Brady to go out. But I think they're going to get awfully damn close. Medium fly to Clay. Incomplete on 2nd and 5. The Rams are reloading. So it's going to be the Bucs and the Rams, I think, again this year. Slant to Landry, 3rd and 5. No, incomplete, so the drive stalls. 4th and 5 at the HTFL logo at midfield. We'll go to Larry Seipel to punt it. 2:46 now. Not a bad punt. 36 yards to the 14. So Matty Ice back out there. He's now with Indianapolis. 1st and 10 from the 14. Shows you how much a football season can change when you do it a few extra months than you probably should have. Incomplete pass looking for Malone. 2nd and 10 from the 14. Dickerson, no. Sacked by Taylor, a loss of 5. So Atlanta almost back to that green painted end zone. 3rd and 15 from the 9. Long throw, batted at the line.
Offense, number 57.
And they committed holding anyway. Jeff Van Note will decline it, will take the punt. We'll set up for return, no need to block it. And that is a fair catch for Ted Ginn Jr. And Miami gets it back with 1:44 to go. Nathan, trap right. Tony Nathan, the fullback, 22. Great receiver out of the backfield. Dion finally caught up to Tony Nathan after a 14-yard gain for Tony. And Nathan, out of Alabama, 69 carries, 292 on the season, 45 catches for 325 yards. 1st and 10 at the 44. We'll go 3 wide, and we're going to look to Nat Moore on the medium fly route. And Moore was open. He was so open, he was quarantined. Gain of 16. 42 seconds to go. We're going to run inside with a 3 wide with Zonka. Might pop open. And Zonka will gain 3, and that'll do it. For our opening quarter, we have a 7-7 tie. Atlanta, 16 plays, 101 yards, 11 of their plays passes. Miami, 102 yards, 12 plays, 8 have been passes. So an even game in terms of yardage, only a 1-yard difference. 2nd and 7. How about Nathan? We're going to run the ball with him with a sweep. And Nathan passed the 20 down to the 13, a gain of 12. Kuykendall making the stop. 1st and 10. We're going to go Zonka, trap right in the double tight end set. And let's acknowledge that Randy McMichael comes in to help out Clay when they go to double tights. That was a gain of 6 for Zonk out of Syracuse. 2nd and 4 at the 7. He was also a part of the miracle at the Meadowlands. Zonka inside. He was supposed to get the ball on a run from Joe Pisarcik, but that went fumbled. Clay was hurt on that last play. He is out for the game. So that brings in Anthony Fasano, out of Notre Dame as a reserve tight end. 3rd and 3. We're going to keep the ball inside, go to Zonk. And Zonk scores. Touchdown, Miami. I see Jim Mandich in the radio booth going, all right, Miami. 13-7. Those of you who have ever listened to the Neil Rogers show would understand that joke. Extra point. Well, maybe not. 14-7 Miami. Of course, Mandich could be playing in this game. And we've just started the second quarter. 12:52 left in the half. It's Dwight, Butler, and Hampton back deep for Atlanta. So Miami scored a touchdown. Atlanta scored a touchdown. Miami now has a touchdown back. 1st and 10 at the 20. Matt Ryan has been in top form so far. And a nice play there to Roddy White. 349 yards against Dallas in a losing effort last week in one of the 2 Thanksgiving games. 1st and 10 from the 31. The give. Dickerson barrels his way for a 13-yard gain. Dick Anderson made the stop. 1st and 40, not 1st and 40. 1st and 10 at the 44 of Atlanta. 11:50 to go. Incomplete. And a possible interception. 65% chance that this could be. So I'm going to try it.
Upon further review, the ball was secured before it hit the ground. Interception. No timeout will be charged.
Okay, so there you go. Miami gets it back on an INT. And that is the 4th pick of the season for Patrick Surtain. Miami with the win just a little bit for quarters 2 and 3. And we got to make Atlanta pay for their transgressions of a turnover. Play action, bomb the Fryer. Marino runs, and it's a gain of 10 and a first down at the Atlanta 47. Zonka, trap right. And Zonka rumbling for 9 yards. Brooking on the stop for Atlanta. We'll try the bomb again. Fryer will be going against Dion. Clash of Titans there. Fryer gets by him. Touchdown, Miami. Longest catch of the year for Irving, 38 yards. Extra point try. Good for Carpenter. It's 21-7 Miami. Marino now 6 of 9, 114 yards. And 2 touchdowns. Dwight back deep for Atlanta, and he is a return threat. But the sails through the end zone for a touchback, and the ball's going to wind up in Lake Okeechobee. First and 10 from the 20, 9:12 to go. Long throw for Ryan, but it doesn't. Jones does not find the handle on the ball, couldn't hang on. Second and 10 from the 20. Ryan's still doing good at 8 for 14. That was intended for Dickerson and incomplete. Third and 10 at the 20. Will Atlanta go 3 and out here? They will. As Mitchell could not hold on to that pass. Punting time for Atlanta. Ginn Jr. back. Took it at the 34. Decided to make a fair catch at the 35, actually. So Miami has it back. First and 10 from their own 35. 8:37 to go. And it's time to ground and pound. Here's Zonka. And he gains a nice 6 yards. Zonka on the day. 7 carries, 35 yards. Nathan has 3 for 31. And speak of the devil, let's go to him. Trap left. And he got a couple. Jesse Tuggle made the stop for the Falcons. 3rd and 2, ball to 43. Medium pass. Landry. Got it. A gain of 15. A first down for the Fish, who are dominating at this point of the game, 21-7 and looking for more. We'll go to Fasano on a short out. First and 10 from the Atlanta 42. Get him in the party. No. Covered by Brown nicely. That is Ray Brown out of West Texas A&M. Do they still play football at West Texas A&M? Okay. 2nd and 10 at the 42. Somebody will answer that question for me. Screen, Larry Zonka. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 now. I'm going to run a medium pass to Landry. 3rd and 10. Caught and a first. Needed 10, got 11. So Marino now, 8 of 13, 140 yards on the day. 5:47 now left till halftime. Back to Landry on the medium slant. And Marino dropping back. Pick. And it's Dion. No, I'm sorry. It's True Font. They both wear 21. 2nd pick of the year. Well, that could change a game around. An interception. First of the day for Marino. And Atlanta has 2 turnovers. Now Miami with 1. First and 10 at the Atlanta 47. The return, by the way, was 29 yards for Trufant, so they set up Atlanta nicely. Good field position. Malone, a gain of 2 out of... No, I did not want to show you Eric Dickerson. I wanted to show you Art Malone. Can I show you Art Malone? Yes, out of Arizona State. Back when they did not play in the Pac-10, or now the Pac-12. 2nd and 8 at the 49. Let me get my stats up. There we go. Matty Ice, 8 of 16. And Dickerson will gain 3 there. Zach Thomas knocking him out. 4:07 left in the half. 3rd and 5. Jones, an 8-yard grab. 1st and 10 at the 40. We're down to 3:25 left now. Incomplete, looking for Julio Jones. Andre Rison coming in as a 3rd wide receiver. He will be the left split end, right next to Julio Jones. 2nd and 10 from the 40. And the throw, that is a catch for Roddy White, a gain of 13. And Atlanta looking like they will have time before the 2-minute warning to call a play. They do. That is Malone, a gain of 3. Now it's likely they will not be able to call the play, and they won't be able to. 2 minutes to go in the half. Miami up 21-7. Matt Ryan now 11 of 20 for 124. Each team with 3 timeouts and no challenges remaining. They each used their challenge. 2nd and 7 from the 24. Here is the give to Dickerson. Dickerson with wide open spaces. A gain of 10. And Atlanta opting not to call a timeout here, which is kind of strange. You're down 14. 1st and 10. The throw for Ryan to Dickerson gains 4 yards. And Atlanta keeping the clock moving. This is interesting. 2nd and 6 from the 10. Incomplete.
Oh! Defense. Number 75, 5-yard penalty. Automatic. 1st down.
Manny Fernandez thinks he's the wrestler, Manny Fernandez. He got into a free-for-all with the offensive lineman for Atlanta, and he has been tossed. He has been tossed from the game, and it is 1st and 10 at the 5. Bowens will come in and spell him the remainder of the day. He's out of Mississippi. 1st and 10 from the 5. 107 ago. Manny Fernandez, the wrestler, was very popular in these parts. Touchdown, Dickerson. And there's a lot of shoot interviews on YouTube about him. 21-13, and Bryant with the point after. 21-14 with 1:01 to go. Hampton, Jr., Morris, all back deep. Should be enough time for Miami to do something, should they choose that. And that is returned to the 27 for 26 yards. So, 1st and 10. And I'm going to go more on a medium out. At least initially, I don't want to go over the middle. Couldn't hold on to that pass. 2nd and 10. We're down to 38 seconds. Each team has not used the timeout yet. We're going to slant to Moore. Oh, and a sack. Coverage sack for Claude Humphrey. And now Atlanta calls a timeout. We have 30 seconds left to go. 3rd and 22. So we're going to run an I give up play. It's going to be a long pass to Fryer. Atlanta playing way back. They were in a 3-1 quarter, which means they had 7 defensive backs. Fasano caught the pass, but only for 3. 26 seconds left to go. Seipel will punt. Miami will get it to start the second half. A good booming punt there by Seipel, went 53. Dwight returned at 5, a 48-yard net on the play. 1st and 10 at the 34, 20 seconds remain. And that is a catch for Malone, gain of 3. And Atlanta will use their last timeout. 11 seconds to go. Screen. Malone again. And did he get out? He did. But time runs out on the first half. Your score, Miami 21, Atlanta 14. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on the Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims YouTube channel. If you like the video you're watching, feel free to use the Amazon link provided. I'll put it in the description down below. Welcome back, everybody. Big Pauly coming to you. Our final Week 13 game, the Monday night game on a Friday, as I like to call it. It is 21-14, Miami leading to get the ball to start the second half. Atlanta ran 33 plays, 184 yards. Miami 28 for 209, and Hampton back deep. Got a lot for you this weekend.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
And Anderson called for the illegal block. That backs Miami up to their own 7. We have not one but 2 HTBL games for you on Saturday. One on the YouTube channel, one on PayHip. Larry Zonka, trap right. Game on YouTube will be the New York Yankees, combination of the Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Dodgers when they all played in New York, against the Atlanta Braves. 2nd and 5. Back to Zonka, off tackle right. Big Pauly's Fight Night will have the heavyweight division fights. Big gain for Nathan, 20 yards. In prime time, got to him. On the tackle. 1st and 10, now at the 32. How about Moore on a medium crossing route? Marino with time. Throws. Moore has it. A gain of 16. Grimes bringing him down. Marino 10 of 17, 159 yards, an interception, 2 touchdowns. Then on Big Pauly's Fight Night, I will take a week off next week, and we will be back April 16th with the flyweights, and we go to stage 2 with all the divisions. Screen to Zonka. The 6 winners from stage 1 will be back, and we'll pit the next highest 6 against each other. 2nd and 10 from the 48, and if we had draws, we'll just take the winners, and then we take the best of the rest. 2nd and 10 after Zonka got back to the line. We're going to go Landry, medium out. On Sunday, we got OOTP Perfect Team. We got the PWT, the Professional Wrestling Tour. Killer Kowalski and John Pezic will meet for the title. And we have NBA 75-76 Atlanta at Los Angeles, I believe, will be the game. Fly to Landry, 3rd and 10. Incomplete. Jarrett shaking up on the play. Out a few plays. Tony Casillas comes in, but Miami will punt. Here's Larry Seipel at the 48. Actually, he was behind the 48, of course, because you don't punt from the line of scrimmage. And that's a 52-yard punt. 21-14, Atlanta can tie it with a touchdown. Ryan 15 of 24, 144 yards. They're into a very slight win. That's a little dinker to Malone, a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 at the 23. I forgot to highlight the games I'm going to do on the YouTube channel. We'll do that before we leave you today. 2nd and 7 at the 23. Looking for Roddy White. Tipped by Surtain. Hit the ground and complete. 3rd and 7 at the 23. It's going to be a screen. Incomplete, looking for Malone. And Miami will get it back on a punt, barring anything unforeseen. Jen Jr. at the 33, up to the 40. No, a 43-yard punt. He caught it at the 34, moved it up to the 44. 10-yard return, a 33-yard net. 1st and 10 from the 44. Double tight, but I'm going to go play action short pass to Landry. And that is a first down, should it hold.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 25. 10-yard penalty.
Okay, the penalty was for 10 at gain 12. We'll take the play. 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 44. So that's the schedule for this weekend. We have a PayHip game coming up on the HBBL on Saturday. Off tackle right, Zonka. 1st and 10 from the 44. And then we will be back for Week 14 action as the regular season draws nearer to a close. Kuykendall made that tackle on Zonk. 2nd and 8. We will look to more medium pass. Of course, it's also a very Busy week on the sports calendar. WrestleMania this weekend. The Final Four going on this weekend. Both men's and women's. Gain of 17 there as Marino threw it to Moore now with 4 catches and 63 yards. First and 10 at the 25. Zonka, trap left. And that's a gain of 3 yards. Humphrey making the tackle. Second and 7. Fasano, medium hitch. Fasano has it, and he has himself a touchdown, Miami. Fasano, Anthony Fasano. Don't know offhand how many touchdowns he has this year, but it's number 26 for Dan Marino, and that is his 3rd of the day. Extra point try. Good for Carpenter, 28-14. Almost midway through the 3rd quarter, 7:47 left to go. And Dwight is back deep again for Atlanta. That's a touchback. 28-14, 7:47. Of course, we will have the NHL and NBA playoffs coming soon. Incomplete pass. Ryan was looking for Jones there. Ryan now 16-28, 147. And baseball season starts in 6 days. It was scheduled to start yesterday, but the lockout prevented that from happening, as the teams are getting finely tuned to hit the road. A 162-game season. We have 12 teams making the playoffs this year, 3rd and 10 from the 20. And we have these ridiculous rules, such as extra inning games still using the ghost runner at second. And now they're going to ban the shift. I'm sorry, but that's that. Baseball, sometimes I think it goes in the wrong direction. And they try to be too much like the NFL with the playoff format. So a gain of 3 on that last passing play to Malone. And a punt here for Bosher. And this was a good one. Jin Jr. will return at 7 yards. The punt went 49. The net will be 42. 6:42 left to go. We're going to do a stretch play with Zonka on 1st and 10 from the 35. And that is a gain of 9 yards. Zonka is up to 74. And we've forgotten about Tony Nathan. Let's get him the ball on 2nd and a yard. And he muscles forward for the first down, a gain of 2. 5:49 left to go. And Moore, medium out. We got OOTP, and nice grab there by Moore for a gain of 14. We got OOTP, Action PC Football, coming out with new additions. Action PC Baseball coming out with their projections of 2022. So it's going to be a very interesting month in the sports docket. 1st and 10 from the 40. Off tackle right, Larry Zonka. And a gain of 6. Hall on the tackle. Zonka now at 80 yards on the day. Back to we'll go base here. We'll go base formation. We'll go to Nathan on the screen, 2nd and 4. Incomplete. 3rd and 4 now for Miami. Moore, 5 catches, 77. Landry, 6 for 84. We're going to go to Fryer. We're going to try Fryer on a short cross. Now he's against Dion. Couldn't get it. Incomplete. 4th and 4. 3:23 left. Better than a 50-50 chance Carpenter hits this from 51. Did. Solid. Perfect. And it's 31-14 Miami. 3:16 left to go. Dwight back deep for Atlanta. And that is a touch. 1st and 10 from the 20. It is Ryan. Oh, he's got Andre Rison with his mojo rising. A gain of 20, his longest catch of the year. 1st and 10 at the 40. Was a go-to guy for Brett Favre when they won Super Bowl 31. Dickerson gained 4 yards. Anderson out a few plays at safety. So they'll bring in Mr. Jones from Georgia. And by the way, when Atlanta goes to a nickelback. Vontae Davis comes in. 2nd and 6 at the 44. Got a lot of good response to the 50-year-old Strat Virgin video. I got my first ever Stratomatic board game. Gain of 14. Was putting that together today. Davis on the stop, so Rison with another 14 yards. Matty Ryan, 19 of 32, 184 yards. First and 10 at the 42. Grab by Jones there, 8 yards. 2nd and 2 at the 34 as the hourglass ticking away the last few seconds of the third quarter. White was the intended receiver. Surtain on the coverage and incompletion. 20 for 34, 192 yards for Ryan. And now he's got one more completion, gain of 11 for Roddy White. Roddy White on the day, 5 catches, 51 yards. And something happening there. Do we have a streaker on the field or something? We have gone back to the base screen. Does the male streaker or the female streaker have body parts that need ironing? 1st and 10 at the 22. Was it Morgana the Kissing Bandit? Well, anyway, 1st and 10 at the 23, and we have a whistle after all those shenanigans.
Offense, number 89, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Rison called for the false start. 1st and 15, ball 28. When you get to my age, body parts still start feeling the forms of gravity. And let's see, Ryan threw to White, incomplete. And we have played 3 quarters. We'll go to the substitutions for Atlanta in a moment. Well, again, my computer updating Microsoft Edge, which I never use. It's 31-14 Miami. Atlanta, 46 plays, 247 yards, 36 passes. Miami, 45 plays, 337 yards. They have run 26 passes. Now, for Atlanta, they're going to bring in Terrence Mathis as a 4th wideout, and William Andrews, who's a great pass catcher out of the backfield, plays running back in favor of Dickerson and Malone. 2nd and 15 at the 28. That is Andre Rison again. A gain of 9. Rison now, 3 catches, 48 yards, and he just came in the game. Davis and Jones are the extra DBs as Scott has come back to his free safety position. 3rd and 6 at the 19. Incomplete. 4th and 6. Atlanta will try a field goal here. They need it. They need 3 scores to get back in the game. If you kick a field goal, then you just need 2 touchdowns to tie. Bryant, 36 yards. It's good. It's 31-17. We have 14:08 to go. Hampton, Jim Jr., and Morris back deep. Touchback. So Marino back out. He's 15 of 26, 224 yards. And I think you'll see Miami put a little emphasis on running the ball here. As they did to success quite well in the 72-73 seasons. Trap right Zonka. And Zonk will gain 2. So there will be 2nd and 8 from the 22. Again, I want to run the ball here. Slow down the clock a little bit. We'll go down to single digits before Tony Nathan goes off tackle right. And Nathan a first down. Gain of 14. When you got 2 running backs who can each run the ball with precision, you got something there. Nathan, 6 carries now, 49 yards. And we will try the jet sweep with Landry on 1st and 10. A little exotic running play. And Landry picks up 4. Kuykendall out for the remainder of the game. So Al Richardson out of Georgia Tech comes in. I think we have mentioned Al in previous games that we have done for Atlanta. 2nd and 6. Trap right Zonka. Now, Atlanta playing short tight, which is just what I want them to do, because I want to go over the top. Medium fly to Landry, Jarvis Landry. Oh, overthrew him, incomplete. Ooh, 3rd and 6, so we'll have to go 3 wide here. 12:15 to go. Well, we could go 4 wide if we want to, but I don't want to. Short cross, Nat Moore. No, incomplete. A mistiming there. And Seipel coming in to punt. 12-12. Plenty of time for Atlanta to get back in the game. Deep punt. Caught about the 14 by Dwight. I'll say it was the 15. A 4-yard return. Punt went 45. The net will be 41. 12:04 left in the fourth. It's a 2-touchdown game, 31-17. And here's Ryan. Was looking for Andrews. Taylor got a piece of that. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Piece of My Heart by Janis Joplin playing in the background. Flag.
Holding. Offense. Number 57, 10-yard penalty.
Jeff Van Note called for holding again. We look at the penalty situation. I reduced the penalties by 50% in HTFL Season 2 this year. We had a bunch of penalties in Season 1. We figure nobody is there. People are there to see the greatest players of all time and not see the referees officiate a game. So it's 2nd and 20. As I take a sip of water, because I felt I needed it. Ball at the 9 of Atlanta. 11:45 left to go. Quarter number 4. Incomplete, a deflection there. Intended for Rison. Looking like Miami has solved that riddle. 3rd and 20 from the 9, Ryan. And that is to Rison, but way, way short of the first by 17 yards. Here's your punt. Hope you didn't hear that burp. I hope I muted myself for that. And that punt by Bosher rolling out of bounds. Atlanta does have the wind advantage for quarter number 4, but it's a very, very slight breeze here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. So Miami, starting at their own 38. We'll go back to a double tight end set. We're going to go Nathan on the dive instead of Zonka. So if they were keying on Zonka, they keyed wrong. Gain of 5. Scott Case came up, lowered the boom on Tony Nathan. 2nd and 5. We're going to stretch out the defense of Atlanta with Larry Zonka again. We'll call that stretch play, as I like to call it. Hope that's a proper German accent. I'm Irish. I wouldn't know. I'm 75% Irish and 25% Dane. So a 1-yard gain for Zonka to set up 3rd and 4. How about... Oh, what the hell. Pitch right Zonka on 3rd and 4, which I don't often try, but you never know. Gain of 3. You needed 4 to get the first down. 4th and a yard. I'm going to punt. We're going to go Seipel on the punt. Good punt. Landed at the 8. White took it back for a yard. The punt went 45, so the net 44. 8:10 left in the fourth. It's 31-17. If Atlanta can make a late rally, they need 2 touchdowns to tie. Incomplete pass, looking for White. Matty Ryan now 23 of 42. Matty Ice out of Boston College. His card should be 101.6, but his rating is 90.3. Both teams in playoff contention, I would speculate. 2nd and 10 at the 9. We'll show you a couple of things after this game's over. The games for Week 14. Jones out of the game after Andrews gained 5 on the dive. So it's now Davis and I think Johnson moves in. Curtis Johnson out of Toledo. Played on those 70s teams. 3rd and 4 at the 15. And that is a completion to Andre Rison, a gain of 9. 5 catches, 55 yards. Andre was married to, I forget which member of TLC, which was this very good soul group out of Atlanta in the 90s. And they had that nice hit, Waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. 1st and 10 at the 24. I used to sing in the men's chorus at my middle school.
Encroachment, defense. Number 54, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
So Zach Thomas committing the penalty there. Then puberty hit me, and that was the end of that. First and 5 at the 29. I also sang chorus in the elementary school, my local elementary school. Ryan to White, incomplete. Second and 5 at the 29. The things you learn about me doing these games. And that was Andrews in the flat, just shy of the first down. Third and a yard, so they still got a play to get it. Or two at the 33, depending on what Atlanta wants to do. And Andre Rison with another great grab, 12 yards, 6 catches, 67 yards, and he came in the game in the second half. He's been a force to be reckoned with in this game. And Andrews, wide open spaces for a little bit, 6-yard gain. Bowens on the tackle for the Dolphins, 6:28 to go. And still plenty of time for Atlanta to get back into this. Incomplete. Anderson nailing Rison on that play. Third and 4 at the 49. So stay tuned after the game. We will show you the games I'm going to do on YouTube Week 14, which will be next week, and I will show you how things would look if the playoffs came after Week 13, which of course they don't. Fourth and a yard at the 46. Atlanta will go for it. The throw incomplete, and Miami gets the ball on downs. Turnover on downs. 5:40 to go. It's starting to look like you could ease this game into the win column for Miami. And they would go 8-5 on the year. Trap right, Zonka. They did not make the playoffs last year. No gain. Zonka. A trap to the right. Kearney on the stop. Zonka is 14 yards shy of a hundo. Or a Hundee. Trap right again, Zonka. 2nd and 10. Go back to the same play. That'll fool him. And Zonka picking up 12, so he's now 2 yards shy of the hundo. 98 on 18 carries. First and 10 at the 42. We're going to run the stretch play, but we're going to go to Nathan this time. He is at 54 yards, 7 carries, and now he's at 56 on 8. 2nd and 8, 4:02 to go. Trap left Zonka. He needs 2 for 100. And he got it. 103 yards on today. The crowd rising up to cheer Larry Zonka, probably seeing the yardage updated on their cell phones. 3rd and 3. So let's see what Miami does here. Play action short pass to McMichael, Randy McMichael. I don't think we have used him yet today. Here's the throw. It's picked off. Oh, a huge break there for Atlanta, perhaps. Scott Case with the pick. First of the year, and that is the second pick for Dan Marino today. So each team with 2 turnovers, 2:28 left. If Atlanta could get a score quickly, could try a onside kick here or something. Andrews, a gain of 7, and Atlanta will not call a timeout. Will they get a playoff before the 2? They do. Andrews again in the flat. He's short of the first. And the clock stops with 2:03, so they could get one more playoff before the 2. And he overthrew there, Ryan did, Terrence Mathis. So, 2 minutes left, 2-minute warning. It's Miami 31, Atlanta 17, 4th and inches from the 38. But under the circumstances, I would think Atlanta would be throwing here. Ryan has thrown 51 passes. Boy, is his arm going to be tired tomorrow. 28 of 51, 251 pick, 1 touchdown. Screen to Andrews. Gets the first down. Gets out of bounds. Gain of 16. Ball at the 46. So Atlanta needs to score before the clock expires so they could try an onside kick in all likelihood. That was intended to Roddy White. Surtain all over him. 2nd and 10 at the Miami 46. Another throw for Ryan. Incomplete. 54 passes on the day. Can he get to 60? 3rd and 10 at the 46 of the Dolphins. That's to William Andrews, a gain of 4, but now, with 1:19 to go, and Atlanta not using timeouts because they have been able to get to the sidelines on every play, or Their passes have been incomplete. 4th and 6, I'm going to play a 4-1 short stone, and I'm going to key on Jones. Okay, may not double cover while playing a zone. Okay, well, we'll just do this. And that is complete to Julio Jones. They should have let me do what I wanted to do. 20 yards. Atlanta will probably call a timeout here. They finally get to call time. So Atlanta 22 yards shy of the score. 1:09 to go. 57th pass for Matt Ryan is incomplete, but a marker.
Offense. Number 79, 10-yard penalty.
So wave off the pass and move Atlanta back 10. 31 completions now for Matt Ryan, 290 yards. Taking him a lot of throws to get to possibly 300. Andrews loses a yard, and that's the 10th tackle for Zach Thomas. 2nd and 21 at the Miami 33. 55 seconds left to go. And the end of the game could not come fast enough for Miami. And there is the throw that gives Matty Ice 300. And that was a 16-yard gain for Roddy White, who on the day, well, and my stats go out here. Hang on, folks. 6 catches, 72 is what he has. And Matty Ryan now 33 of 58, 305 yards. So he will likely get to 60 throws. And Jones,
holding offense.
Well, not on that play.
78, 10-yard penalty.
Ken called for holding. 3rd and 15. And the 59th pass for Matt Ryan is incomplete, overthrew Andre Rison. So this is the game probably for Atlanta. 4th and 15. A catch by Rison, but he is way short of the first down. So Ryan got his 60 throws in. He went 34 for 60. So Marino will just kneel. And will Atlanta call timeouts? Well, it doesn't matter because they're going to run out of timeouts. Okay. They exhaust their last 2 timeouts, but we'll take a knee again. And that's your ball game. Miami going to 8-5 with a 31-17 win. MVP was Dan Marino. No, it was Larry Zonka. My guess would have been Marino because he threw 2 TDs, but Zonka had that 6-yard run that put him up 14-7. And here are your team stats. Pretty good game. 382 yards for Miami. Perfect in the red zone. 2 for 2. Atlanta made 6 trips and only scored 3 times, and one of those was a field goal. They ran 73 plays. Miami only needed 61. Marino, 15 of 29, 224. Larry Zonka, 103 yards on 19 carries. We had Rison catch 7 for 76 yards, and he didn't play in the game until the second half. Landry with 6 catches, and he had the best receiving yardage in everybody with 84. And Zach Thomas with 10 tackles led everybody defensively. So let's show you the games for Week 14. I'm going to select them right in front of you. I'm going to try to pick a South game, a North game, an East game, and a West game. So we will look and see. See, we got New England and Buffalo, Washington, Philadelphia, New York, and Pittsburgh. And I'm thinking that's going to be the game we do. In the South, we have, let's see over here, Miami and Jacksonville, Houston, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Dallas, Tennessee. I will take the Houston-Tampa Bay game. In the North, we have St. Louis and Detroit, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Minnesota and Cleveland, and the other game would be, let's see, Indianapolis and Chicago on Monday night, so we automatically do that, and we'll keep that game where it is. I'm going to do Minnesota-Cleveland, so that'll be the game on Tuesday. Out west, San Francisco-Denver, and I can almost guarantee you that's the game we're going to do Thursday, San Francisco-Denver, so we could follow all the division races. And that'll be it for Week 14. Stand by for just a moment. I'm going to show you the playoff picture as things stand. So here is my graphic of if the playoffs were today, these would be the 16 teams that would get in. We take the 4 division leaders and we put them in the first 4 seeds. Washington, Chicago, San Francisco, Dallas. Then we take the next 4 teams. They would get a 1-week bye. Cleveland, New York, Denver, and Tampa Bay would be those teams now. The next 4 teams would play the remaining 4 teams in the first round of the playoffs. So if that was today, New England would travel to Kansas City, Las Vegas to Cincinnati. Well, that sounds familiar. But Baltimore would go to Miami, and Houston would go to Pittsburgh. And that's the way things look after Week 13. No, this was a long episode today, but if you have made it to this point, I appreciate you very, very much for sticking with it. I'm going to get out of here. This is Big Pauly coming to you, wishing you well. Godspeed and God bless. Have a good weekend if you are watching this before the weekend ends, this first week of April. And bye-bye for now, everybody.